I want to make sure I have it right. Okay, so dash action. When you take the dash action, you gain extra movement for the current turn. That increase equals your speed, so 30. Or actually, in your case, would be 25. Any increase, decrease, but if your speed is 30, reduced, you can move this turn as your dash. If you disengage the disengage action, your movement doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity. Okay, if you wanted to try and go through there with a dash, the dash is more of like a straight line burst. So I would say that if you wanted to try and get behind him, you are going to wind up getting an attack of opportunity from him. So you can run the risk if you want to give it a shot. Yeah, so if you wanted to kind of run in and get behind him, you can do so.
That's exactly what I want to do.
Okay, so I am going to then make an attack action against you to see if I can actually hit you. All right,
as I ran
here
by.
Comes. Yeah, as you run by, correct. All right, so that is +2. Oh my. Okay, so what's your AC?
What's my AC? My AC is.
What's your AC?
Let me roll a saving something or other.
It'll be on your character sheet. I think it's. I think yours is 15, isn't it?
I keep closing my character sheet. Hold on.
That's okay. I'm taking a look at it here. All right. Your armor class is a 14. What I'm seeing here. So.
Yeah.
So it does hit you, and it is going to do damage. Okay. Okay, so that is a 4 points of damage to you.
Oh, I didn't see it.
So if you, it'll come up in the chat window. Yeah.
That cost me.
So what I'm gonna have you do, if you click on your character, your token, you should have on the upper left-hand side there's a red box or a red bubble, and it says 16 in there, or it should say 14, I think. Go in there and just do -4, and it should get you down there. So you're at 12. Okay.
It was 16.
It was 16 because I think you have a total AC of hit points of like 20 something. So, okay. So Silas, we are over to you now.
Am I in melee with this? I can't really tell.
Kendrick is just dashed by. Say again.
Am I in melee with this? I can't exactly tell.
You can be. I mean, you're within probably like it's within 10 feet. So I mean, you could move in to do that.
No,
but keep in mind with spells,
but am I currently?
No, you're not right now.
All
they tried to shoot a web at you.
We're going there.
Okay.
And I am going to aim straight up, send a firebolt into the webs, and light them up.
Ooh, okay. All right. So you're not going to have a huge thing here. Just go ahead and roll it just so we can determine how much damage there is. Yeah, nice.
Just roll the attack or roll the damage, or what am I rolling?
Yeah, I think it's all in one, isn't it, now? With the new character sheets, you can actually roll it all as one.
Yeah, roll as one.
Yeah.
That one?
There it is. Damn, look at all them dice rolling. That's nice. I've noticed that the dice animations are much smoother now. Okay, so 4 points of damage. So you shoot your firebolt straight up into that ceiling, and you start seeing fire kind of wisping along these threads of web. And it just starts kind of racing along in these weird, kind of intricate patterns, and it starts burning the web. So that has caught fire, and
yeah, it just says a flammable object hit by the spell ignites.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right, good. So that's the first round of that. Excellent. So you've launched your firebolt up there. It does exactly what you're expecting and starts setting fire to that webbing. And it starts spreading. And as the light builds in that kind of that groin vault that's above here, you're actually seeing that the webbing is along the ceiling all the way. So it starts kind of spreading in both directions, both behind you into that room on the left and north and south and east. And it's just kind of starting to ignite outwards.
Okay.
All right. Good. Next, Baird. You are up, my friend. What are you going to do, lad?
I believe I'm going to do what Baird does best, which is Warhammer to the face.
Warhammer to the face. In the face. Okay, so roll it up. You come charging in on this thing, and
Oh my
bam!
goodness!
Come on.
14 bludgeoning.
All right.
Blam.
So your 16 does it, and you come in straight. So give it to me. What do you have? You got 14 points you're leveling out on this thing. So you come in with this hammer. Are you just like coming straight down on this thing? Or are you cracking it across?
I am trying to aim straight for that face, and I'm gonna give an old, give one of the old for the old father.
Face nothing. That was like smooshing the body.
All right.
He pulls out a giant book.
All right, good job. So you come in on this. You come in on this spider, man, and it was basically like looking back, trying to tag Kendrick. It looks up and then it sees the flames of webs, or the webs starting to burst into flames, and then it sees you. It looks down and it sees you coming in, and you just crack it, just hammer time down on this thing, and it sends its body into the stone floor, and it collapses under the weight of your mighty blow, and it's starting to kind of try and wiggle its way back up, but you hear like a sickening crunch in its carapace, so you know you've done some mega damage to this thing. So excellent job. That it's looking pretty
It's
high
not dead
at this
yet?
point.
We've just done 24 damage.
It's not dead yet. It looks pretty bad. Looks pretty bad. So let's see here. I'll mark this down here. -24. So you see that? Okay. So Baird, it looks at you with like kind of this blackish ooze that's coming out of its mouth and one of its eyes, and you have this kind of wet fungal rotting smell that's coming from it, and it leaps backwards with its two front legs, and it starts trying to stab forward. And as the leg comes down at you, and we'll find out if it hits here in a moment, as the leg comes down at you, you see that it looks pretty much like a spear. And you think about the guy that's up there in that room behind you, like way up, back up the passage, and you think, this is probably how that guy died. So, all right, we are going to do it to it. So let me jam in a roll here. 2.
Yes.
Oh, I saw that 18, man. It's just like thrown off its game right here. It tries to like come at you and take a stab at you, and it does not make it. Okay, and behind it, Kendrick, at the same time, it sees where you're at, and it's going to try and hit you as well, because this little bad boy has 2 attacks per round.
What?
But it was trying to hit the Baird and Silas team with its webs the first time.
And then was its second attack?
No!
Oh my gosh. Kendrick, here's where being a rogue is the boss. I need you to give me a reflex dex save, if you will, please.
A dex save. Where'd my dex save go? Blah blah blah. Where is that? It's on
the main core stats.
Yeah, main core stats. You want to go there?
There we go. Proficient save bonus is 4. Pressing the button. Come on, baby.
Come on.
17. That's pretty good.
Kendrick. Okay, so this webbing out at you, and this thing hits come at you here. All right. That is enough to dodge out of the way. So the webbing, and it tries to it's basically it's just going for the center of mass right now. As you dodge out of the way, and it does hit some of your feet. And what that's going to do is it's going to lower your per round. Okay, so normally you can go 25 feet. You can now only go 20.
I still got my
because you were able to get out of the way. Now, well, that will affect your cunning action. So if you try and take a dash, you're going to need to lower that by 5 feet as well. Now, the cool thing is when you get up to level 7, obviously down the road, you get what's called evasion. So in the case where since you made this reflex save, instead of it being a half effect, it would have been no effect at all. So you would have been able to dodge the whole thing. So, all right, Kendrick, you've been hit in the feet with this thing, but you can stand, and you're not affected if you're not, trying to go more than 20 feet. So you're up, buddy.
That's me, huh? Well,
That's
now I'm
you.
behind.
Do it.
Now I'm behind him.
Stabby, stabby.
Stabby. Flanking. So you get advantage on this.
So I get advantage. So am I rolling?
You do.
How does the advantage work? Do I just roll the?
Just do your regular. You're gonna do your short sword attack.
Yep.
Okay, so you drop your bow, you pull your short sword, and you're going in for the stab. So just roll your attack with the short sword, and it's gonna give you 2 dice anyway. Just take the best one.
21.
Which is going to be that 17.
Which will probably be the 17, which hits for 7 piercing. Okay, well, the natural 17 plus
Well,
your...
is he going to get... Does he get...
It's
Because-
dead, folks.
Yeah, it's
Hey.
flanking, so go ahead and roll your
We
roll your
don't
flank
know
damage
that,
or your,
because
sneak damage.
I hit it like a truck and it's still alive.
Roll
So
my what?
Roll your
roll
flank
my
damage
what?
or your sneak damage, so another d6 of damage, please.
D6.
1d6. Bam.
Damage 1.
you rolled double 20s.
Did you really roll double 20s? Or does it just do that on the snake?
I think it just does that so it can convey damage.
Oh, okay.
No
So
way.
it
I was
just
about to
does
say.
damage.
Oh, that's a double 20. Check it out. Let's roll it again.
Let's just roll it again. No, let's say we didn't and don't.
Oh, I did
All
it
right.
already. It's too late. See, look, that was pure double 20s right there. baby.
Oh,
That
Oh,
was
what?
double 20s.
Oh, and the magic is wasted. No, Kendrick, you skewer this thing through the back, through the thorax in the back there, crack open, and this just kind of like oozy, kind of black innards of the spider just starts kind of coming out. But as you pull your sword back away from it and you crack the carapace open even more, you do see a beating heart inside that just starts thump thump, thump thump, thump thump, as the spider collapses to the ground in a gasp of pain and death. So you have successfully slayed the spider.
Woohoo!
So are
Nice
we
work,
out
you
of
guys.
combat now, or is there something else going on?
We are out of combat right now. I think actually this would be a good time just to take a quick break, and then we'll do a recap right afterwards. So let's do that. We'll do a quick recap after our break, and then we will wrap up this session, because I think we're getting pretty late out there for you, Baird. Yeah? Or how much longer do you want to go?
dude, it's late for me, and I'm in California.
Yeah, it's fast approaching 1 in the morning here.
Yeah. So let's take a quick break, and then we'll come right back, and we'll wrap up this session and see where we're at. Good job, you guys. All right, everybody. Tune back in here and shortly, and we'll have a recap, a wrap up of this session for you. Be right back. All right. So okay, we'll just jump right back in and wrap up. All right,
Look,
welcome back,
buddies.
kids. We're going to be going ahead and wrapping up this April session of InnRoads Plays Dungeons and Dragons. The boys have just wrapped up nice and tidy a crazy-looking man spider. This spider, roughly about 10 feet long, with the head of a human and what seems to have been a beating human heart inside its carapace that has now since expired and ceased its endless thumping. So, what do you guys do at this point? Kendrick, you've been hurt a little bit. You're able to kind of work your way out of this webbing with some effort. But there is one thing that's happening now. There is a lot more light in this area than there was before. And that's due in part to...
To Silas lighting the roof on fire.
This guy right here. Yeah. So you have another round, so roughly about 6 seconds before things get really immolated. So what do you guys want to do?
Well, clearly I want to run the heck out before fire engulfs us all.
Okay. So Baird, you're heading out. Nice. Kendrick, what are you doing?
Let's loot the bodies. I'm not going anywhere. We got,
Well, you've got fire that's spreading along the roof here. There's a fire that's spreading along the webbing at the top. So you've got maybe a round or two, which is 6 seconds each, to get the heck out of Dodge before things start burning up.
I sort of let the room on fire.
Oh, yeah.
You told me I couldn't burn stone, and it.
How about this other?
It sounded like a challenge.
Well,
Totally did. It's a challenge.
Let's do a quick perception check on these bodies and see if there's any, or investigation and see if there's anything of interest here, and then just enough to look and get out.
Okay, give me a perception check, and I will give you the equivalent of what you roll in wealth of information.
How about investigation?
Investigation, yeah, that'll work.
17. 6.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, that was the other dice. You're just way too rushed right now. I mean, you do see big spear-like holes in their chests, and that's probably from where the spider stabbed him with its leg. But I mean, the smell of like burning fungus and like rotted plant life is really just filling your nostrils, and it seems like it might be time to go. But on your way out, you do remember that there is that little statuette. I'll just put that. I'll put that right there.
The other room.
Say again.
Do we have enough time?
Yeah, that one's on fire too. I sort of set that one on fire too.
Yeah, the fire is kind of spreading in all directions. So like north, south, east, west, maybe less north because there's not as much webs going up that way. There was 2 more bodies over there. It seems like they expired probably the same way, but yeah, you probably need to beat feet. Silas, you're the last one out. What you doing?
Can I use my deep and profound connection with nature to determine whether or not this thing has any valuable fluids that the thief in our that the rogue in our party might use?
Any valuable
So is there?
fluids.
So let's kind of give it, because we're coming to the close here. Let's give it a bit of a cinematic expose here. So the camera angle. So you're rolling, okay? The camera angle
Terrible roll.
comes downward into a worm's eye view, suddenly making the halfling just seem so much taller than he really is. But it's from the angle of this dead spider. So you're seeing like in the foreground, in the side view of the camera, you're seeing like legs kind of dangling out like this, and then through that camera you're looking upwards at Silas Silvensmith as fire is kind of billowing outwards from the ceiling above him. And you look down there and you get a deep sense of unrest when you look at this creature, because it's dead now, but now you're seeing the amalgamation of basically an abomination of nature is dead before you. A mixture of human and animal that, by all intents and purposes, this creature should not exist. But it does. Or it did, at least. So it kind of gives, I don't know, so what do you do with that kind of information? I mean, because of your connection with the natural world, I mean, this is about as abominable as you can think of. So the music is kind of brooding and dark as like the fire is above you, and it's casting long shadows on that.
Do
Alright,
what you
well,
do
what's
best
kinda
and
going
light
through
it
your
on
mind?
fire.
Yeah, I sort of look. Well, it's already gonna burn. The whole room's on fire. I sort of look at him. I look over at the horse statue. I look at Velsharoon and decide I should just run.
Okay. All right. So, and making sure so that we're not saying the GM was unfair. That statue is being left behind in the sitting statue's hand.
Yeah, thanks
Yeah,
to
Correct.
I'm not taking the statue.
Baird's
I
chicken.
almost took the statue, but I didn't take the statue.
I almost took this
Just
guy.
making sure. Just making sure. All right. So you guys are heading out of this area, and as you guys get up into that hallway that you originally came out of, there's no webbing up here. So that kind of smell of that rotting vegetation, that kind of stuff, and burning rotting vegetation kind of drifts and wafts behind you, and you pass through here. And as the battle again echoes downward, and you come back into silence, and you go past these braziers, and Barrett, you hear the kind of the telltale rattle of your little dead fairy as you pass by the braziers. So, and as you're leaving here and you're heading down this hallway back to that little four-way split, all of you kind of hear this kind of echo in the back of your heads. Velsharoon, Velsharoon, as you head back.
I just kind of clutch my holy symbol.
Okay. So that that gives you definitely a measure of comfort there. But so internal monologue here. What are you guys thinking of? So Baird, you probably have the deepest impact as far as to your character, as far as the place that you're in. So what kind of thing is your character going through right now?
Oh, my character he wants to take the hammer to the place in the most philosophical way possible. He wants to burn this place down to the ground. He wants it to be, it's a blight on the land, and he wants to take it out.
Okay, fair enough. Silas, how about you? So you've uncovered some interesting information.
I reach my hand into my cloak to be sure that my prize is still with me.
Mm-hmm.
I give a little smile as I think about the potential power that we can wield against evil because of this item.
With the black bone.
Black knuckle. And when your hand touches that box, you almost feel that same kind of warmth that you felt from that broken staff that you have in your pack. So, yeah. So, okay, good. All right, Kendrick, how about you? What's going through the rogue's mind right now? I mean, you got the cleric that's kind of spouting about how this is just a place of dire evil. Silas is kind of keeping to himself as far as how this is impacting him. How about you?
The rogue is upset because he knows he could have pulled that statue.
Still a little bitter.
And I intentionally left it there on the second round because I knew, Baird was there and he wasn't going to let me take it. And I know later we're going to wish we had it. And I'm waiting for the time to just rub it in just a little bit.
Yeah, little haphazard goblin drawings of rearing horse statues everywhere and stuff. No, nothing like that.
At the same time, I'm wondering what it was we saw when I touched the wall.
Say that again.
When I had originally touched the wall, we saw blue kind of spirits, I think it was.
Right. So when you were touching the wall, and that's good to just kind of remember that. When you touched that wall, when you touched one of the skulls that were there, you had basically it was almost like live images of these people bringing these, platters or big like ornate bowls full of bone remains, and the bones that were in these platters were basically like bleached clean as they were being brought to this central temple, or a central altar, as it were. And those were just kind of brief flashes that you had in your mind when you saw that.
And then the other curiosity that has me is we still have not gone through the entire maze. I mean, we found the prize, but...
Right. Well, as you kind of draw things to a close, and as we're ending this session, you guys can kind of explore a little bit further here, just briefly, and nothing's gonna like ruin anything here. But as you guys kind of like look around here, you see two more rooms here. Both have gates that are locked, but they look like they're empty as you're looking inside. Upon closer inspection of the gates themselves, it appears that those gates are the same as the others, and they are locked from what you can tell, but nothing looks like that's inside those rooms. Now, as you traverse further south in this area, you find a pair of rooms here that, and this actually ends right there on the right hand side there. As you guys come in here, you guys kind of creep along into here, and you see that there is on the floor a casual observation can see that this is some form of magical scoring or burning scoring along the ground that's made this kind of just a rending in the stone.
Wasn't me.
That was not the halfling. I have never been here before in my life. And as you come closer to this area here, you see a pit that goes down into the darkness. Being dwarves, thankfully, you can kind of see what's there. Kendrick and so who goes over to the pit? I mean, Kendrick looks like you go. Baird, Silas, are you guys approaching as well?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. Kendrick and Baird, you're kind of seeing this first, but as you look over the side, Silas, you actually join them as well, of course. So you look over the side, and as you're there, you start hearing first the sounds, something that you were hearing a little bit earlier, and you start hearing lots of the moanings of sounds. For those in the chat, I'm playing some sound effects in Roll20 of zombies moaning. And as the light from Silas's spell off of his wand kind of bathes this pit down here, it goes down about 20 feet, and down there is, if you pause to count, there is close to 30 zombies wandering around down there. About 20 feet down is how far it is to the ground below this. And they're just meandering around, and as they see the light from above kind of draws a little bit of their attention, and they all look up, and they just all start getting this hungry look on their face. And that's where we'll close.
All right. And there's nothing in this room back here.
No. The other rooms are empty. That's actually, it should be a wall. That's a bad map design on my part, sorry.
All
So
right.
there you go.
Pit within a pit. That's not good. Pit
Yeah. The stone around this area looks like it was meant to be here, and it was done rather intricately. And along the outside of here, you see those kind of like rocky-looking formations is basically interlocking skulls and rib cages around the outside.
Skulls and rib cages. Awesome.
Yes.
All right.
And Baird, you are getting a sinking feeling here.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll call it a close. Great game, you guys. I know it doesn't seem like we got very far. We got some good combat in. We also got some more investigation, trying to open up this mystery a bit. So nice work, everybody. Out there, thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate all the support. Definitely go and visit the site at InnRoadsMinistries.com. Check us out on Twitter. You can follow Baird. You can follow Luke. And you can't follow me because I'm not on there, but I might eventually pop up there. And then also on Facebook, Baird. I mean, there's a litany of contact information there. Actually, I'll switch and actually call you your real name, Mr. Perna. Ministries.com, one of the great ways to get in touch with us, but where else?
Well, if you're not talking about InnRoads, you can follow my own Twitter. I'm Mike the Bard. And everything else kind of just shows up on InnRoads. So if you go there, you can find all the contact information for me.
Awesome. Mr. Navarro, how about yourself?
Yeah, I don't really do the internets much, but you can send me an email, luke@inroadsministries.com.
There you go. Similar thing for you too, Mr. Basha, right?
That's right.
I'm Mike at InnRoads.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, same here. I'm gonna probably be joining up on the Facebook action and also on Twitter coming up here in the next couple of weeks. So just so I can at least get into the tavern on Facebook, that would be nice. So I can pal around with you guys in there and try and get some more notoriety out there, because the rest of the world needs to know how crazy I am. We'll just do that. So all right, folks. Well, thanks a lot for tuning in. We appreciate all your support, and definitely come by and visit us at InnRoadsMinistries.com. We'll see you guys next time.